The office felt different that morning. Whispers traveled faster than footsteps. Eyes lingered longer than respect allowed. Every time Jade walked past, conversations paused and started again with a hiss. She could almost hear her name echoing through cubicles. Why her? She must have done something to get that position. The CEO? No way. She'd been promoted only days ago. Yet now, it felt like her promotion came with invisible shackles. G noticed. He walked into the building with that same cold elegance he always carried. But today his eyes searched for her first. He spotted her near the elevator, clutching her files tightly, the forced smile not hiding the exhaustion in her eyes. A flicker of pain crossed his face. He stepped toward her, but before he could speak, Jade bowed slightly and walked away. He watched her through the glass window, working quietly at her desk beside his. She didn't look up once. He didn't call her in. He didn't speak. He just stared, silently battling himself, until she stood and walked toward him with an envelope. She knocked gently. G's chest tightened. "Come in," he said softly. She placed the letter on his desk without meeting his eyes. "I want to resign." Silence. His jaw tightened. His gaze sharpened. "Why?" he asked calmly. But she didn't answer. She turned to leave. His hand slammed onto the desk. "Jade." She froze. "Look at me." She turned slowly, eyes glossy, chin trembling. He stood and walked to her slowly, the distance shrinking. "Did I do something wrong?" "No." "Are you uncomfortable working beside me?" "No." "Do you have feelings for me?" Her breath caught. "No." A lie. His eyes softened, but his voice deepened dangerously. "Then why run?" Jade swallowed hard. "Your life is too complicated, sir. People are talking. Your fiancé is watching. And your world is not meant for people like me." He stepped closer. "If my world hurts you, I will change my world." Her eyes widened. G's fiancé, Minji, arrived unexpectedly, her designer heels echoing across the marble floors. She walked straight into G's office without knocking. She saw Jade standing beside him, handling papers. Their closeness, the way G's eyes followed Jade. Minji smiled bitterly. "I see why you've been ignoring my calls," she said coldly. G didn't flinch. She glanced at Jade. "And I see why your office is suddenly full of rumors. Don't worry, G," she continued. "Once we're married, I'll make sure your assistant is transferred very far away." Jade lowered her eyes. G stepped between them. "There will be no wedding." Minji's eyes widened in disbelief. "What?" His voice was low, calm, lethal. "I'm not marrying someone chosen for me. And no one touches Jade." Minji trembled. "You're throwing away your future. For her." G leaned closer. "I already did. The night she saved me." She left the office angrily and made a call. "It's time. Make her disappear." The same men who chased him weeks ago. They weren't after him this time. They were coming for her. G approached Jade as she organized documents. His voice was low. "Do not leave me. G, it's safer if I go." He exhaled slowly and stepped forward. "I don't care about safe. I care about you." He gently lifted her chin. They held each other's gaze in silence. The tension stretched. 5 seconds. 7. His hand hovered near her cheek. Then he pulled back, barely. "If I touch you now," he whispered, "I won't stop." She looked away, flustered. He simply added, "From today I'll protect you, even if loving you becomes dangerous." Night fell over Itaewon like a silk curtain hiding secrets. Jade stayed late to finish reports. Most staff had already gone. The city lights flickered beyond the glass, cold and distant, unlike G, who had been unusually quiet all day. She stood to leave the office. The elevator opened. 2 men in janitor uniforms stepped out. She didn't notice their eyes. Jade walked toward her car. The wind was sharp. Her heels clicked against the pavement. Click. 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 Then silence. A cloth covered her mouth. Her eyes widened. She tried to scream. Everything went black. He stared at his phone, debating whether to call her. He never did before. He didn't want to scare her away. But something felt wrong. Call her. His heart whispered. He dialed her number. Cannot be reached. Again. Again. On the 6th try, his chest tightened. He stood abruptly. Security footage, now. The screen showed Jade struggling before being dragged into a van. G's entire body went cold. Then, something inside him snapped. He whispered, voice trembling with rage. "Find them, now." "No, sir. We must call the police. I am the police tonight." He stormed out, eyes darker than ever, grabbing his coat. He didn't blink. Tires screeched. His phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. "If you want the girl alive, come alone." His hand clenched the steering wheel. "Touch her, and you won't live to regret." Jade regained consciousness. Her hands tied. The air smelled of rust and gasoline. One of the kidnappers smirked. "Now he'll come, and we'll finish what we started." Jade's heart raced. "He's innocent. Why are you doing this?" The man crouched beside her. "No one in his world is innocent." She turned her head away, tears rolling. "He's not what you think. He's kind." The man laughed. "Yet he let you fall in love with him." Her breath caught. She didn't deny it. G walked in. No guards. No hesitation. Just pure fury. "Let her go. Drop your phone." He threw it aside. "Your wallet." He tossed it. Weapons aimed at him. He started walking closer. I said, "Let her go." G stepped in front of it. "Shoot me, not her." The boss laughed. "You're willing to die for her?" G's voice was calm, but eyes burning. "I already did. The night she saved me." A beat. Bullets fired. Security and police alerted through a silent alarm he triggered stormed in. The kidnappers were subdued. G ran to Jade, cutting her ropes with trembling hands. She looked up at him weakly. "You came?" He pulled her close. "Even if the world wanted to stop me." Her tears fell. She gripped his coat desperately. "You could have died." His voice cracked. "Life without you already felt worse." She stared at him, stunned. He leaned into her forehead, breathing heavily. "Stay next to me. Even if it's dangerous. I'm not going anywhere." His eyes softened. Their foreheads touched. He closed his eyes, almost kissed her. But he stopped. "Barely. Not like this. Not when you're scared." She smiled weakly. "Then when?" He exhaled. The night air still clung to them, as they drove back from the warehouse, sirens fading behind them. Jade sat beside G in the car, wrapped in his coat, her eyes fixed on the blurred city lights passing by. She didn't speak. He didn't press. But the silence between them wasn't empty. It was heavy, full of unspoken fear. And something much stronger. When G finally pulled up to a secluded rooftop terrace above one of his buildings in Itaewon, Jade looked at him, confused. "This is one of my private spaces," he said quietly. "No reporters. No staff. Just us." He stepped out and offered his hand. She hesitated, then took it. The breeze was cold, the sky clear. Itaewon lights stretched beneath them like a sea of gold. For a moment, neither spoke. Then he said, voice low and steady, "I need to tell you something before I lose the right to say it." She turned to him. His eyes searched hers. "Tonight? When they pointed that gun at you, my whole world stopped. I would have traded everything I have if it meant keeping you alive." Jade's breath caught. Her eyes glistened. "Why, G? Why me?" He stepped closer. "Because somewhere between that night in Itaewon and today in my office, I fell dangerously in love with you." Jade's lips parted, but words didn't come. Her heart spoke before her mouth did. And in a moment that felt almost suspended in time, she stepped toward him. G lifted a hand to her cheek. "I've been holding back because I didn't want to scare you." "You're scaring me more by pretending," she whispered. His eyes flashed with relief and desire. He leaned in slowly. 5 seconds passed. 7. Then he kissed her. It was soft at first, hesitant like asking a question, until she answered with her own, pulling him closer by his coat. The kiss deepened slow, desperate, healing, a release of everything they'd held back. When they finally parted, Jade rested her forehead on his chest, breathing unevenly. G whispered through his own unsteady breaths, "From today I choose you, even if it costs me everything." His parents were already waiting, his mother stiff, his father expressionless. His fiancée, Minji, stood beside them, still wearing last night's rage. G walked in calmly. "I'm ending the engagement," he said. Minji scoffed. His mother clenched her pearls. His father stood. "Do you understand what you're doing?" G met his gaze. "Choosing happiness. Choosing honesty. Choosing her." His mother hissed, "That girl? She's a nobody." G's voice dropped dangerously calm. "She's the woman who saved my life. The one who makes me feel alive." His father glared. "You're throwing away a political alliance, years of preparation, our legacy." G smirked slightly. "You built a legacy. I intend to build a life." He turned, leaving them in stunned silence. Behind him, Minji shouted, "You'll regret this, G." He didn't look back. He opened the car door and paused, visibly exhausted. His assistant approached. "Sir? Everyone is talking." G smirked softly. "Let them talk. Today, I'll write the truth." He looked out the window, whispering to himself, "She's my truth." The morning sunlight filtered through the glass towers of Itaewon, but inside G's office the air felt colder than winter. Jade stepped out of the elevator, head slightly lowered. Silence followed her down the hallway. Whispers. "That's her? The girl he broke the engagement for? She's not even Korean. She must have bewitched him." She heard every word, but she walked with quiet dignity, exactly what G admired. When she entered his office, he was already waiting. He stood up immediately. "You didn't answer my calls," he said gently. Jade forced a smile. "It was late. I didn't want to disturb." G walked closer. "You could never disturb me." For a moment, she looked into his eyes, but just as quickly looked away. "G, people are talking. It's bad. Maybe I should take some days off." "No." His voice was firm, final. "You're not running because of them." She swallowed hard. "But your image, your family." "My family made their choice," he interrupted. "I made mine." He took a breath, then added softly, "And I will keep choosing you every day, even when you don't choose yourself." Her eyes watered, but she quickly wiped them, not wanting him to see. "Please don't make this harder," she whispered. He stepped back only slightly, giving her space. "Then don't make it easier for them to take you away from me." Their moment was shattered by a knock. The door opened before anyone replied. Minji walked in, uninvited. She looked stunning deliberately and carried the kind of confidence that came from old money and entitlement. "Oh," she said with a sugary smile. "Hope I'm not interrupting." Another moment. Jade stiffened. G's eyes turned cold. "Why are you here?" he asked flatly. Minji didn't look at him. Not yet. She stepped toward Jade. "Just wanted to see. The woman who ruined everything." Jade remained calm. "I'm not sure what you mean." Minji smirked. "Oh, honey, you'll understand soon." She turned to G, smile disappearing. "You humiliated me. In front of your parents. In front of my family." G's voice was calm but sharp. "I was honest. Something you should try." Minji clenched her fists. "You think she survive in our world? This girl?" G stepped between them, blocking Minji's view of Jade. "She's not trying to survive in your world," he answered. "I brought her into mine." Minji laughed cruelly. "Then your world is about to burn." She walked out, heels echoing like gunshots across marble. Jade felt her stomach drop. G turned to her immediately. "Don't listen to her." Her voice cracked. "But she's right. I don't belong here, G." He walked closer, certain. "You don't belong here," he agreed softly. "You belong with me." She looked up, frozen. He exhaled. "And I'll fight whoever tries to change that. Even if it's you." Her eyes widened. Before she could reply, his assistant rushed in. "Sir, your parents just arrived downstairs." G's expression hardened. "And they requested to speak with Miss Jade, alone." Jade's breath stopped. G immediately shook his head. "No, absolutely not." But Jade placed a hand on his arm. "It's okay," she said softly. "Let me hear them out." G looked at her like he wanted to protest, but then slowly nodded. "Anything they say to you does not change what's in here," he whispered, touching his chest. She nodded once and walked out. G watched her go, a mix of fear, love, and something new rising in his eyes. Resolve. As the door closed, he pulled out his phone, dialed a private number, voice low. "Dangerous. Get me full surveillance on Minji. I want every detail. Every call. Every step. A pause. And protect Jade at all costs. If she sheds one more tear because of them." His eyes darkened. "I'll make them regret ever breathing near her." That evening, Jade stood near the glass window of her new apartment, the one G secretly bought for her weeks ago. It was fully furnished, elegant, overlooking the Itaewon skyline. She still hadn't accepted to move in. Not officially. Her phone buzzed. G. Come to the rooftop tonight, where I first told you how I feel. Her heart raced. When she stepped out of the elevator, the rooftop was transformed into a wonderland. Soft lights, flower petals, a grand piano playing gently in the background. G stood alone in a black tailored suit. The moment he saw her, his eyes softened. Tonight, he said, taking slow steps toward her. I finish what I started. Oh, she eyed him carefully. G. Your parents, the company Minji. Handled. He pulled out a document and handed it to her. Minji and Sumin are facing trial. My parents issued a public apology. And effective tomorrow. You're officially the CEO's operations director. Jade blinked. That's a high position. No. He cut in softly. It's where you belong. He took a breath, then went down on one knee. Her world stopped. I built an empire with money, but I found my life the night I almost lost it in your arms. You didn't know my name, yet you cared. They gave me everything, but you gave me peace. If loving you is dangerous, he smiled slightly, then I'll spend forever living on the edge. He opened the box. A diamond ring shimmering under the night sky. Jade Williams. Will you marry me and let me make danger feel like home? Tears fell silently. She nodded. Yes, G. He stood, lifting her as she wrapped her arms around his neck. Right then, fireworks exploded over Itaewon, and as he kissed her, slow, deep like the world could wait, G whispered, Welcome to your new life, Mrs. CEO. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share and comment and turn on notification bell so you won't miss our next story.